Oh yeah? I'm filming you. I'm filming you right now. I'm filming you right now. You're gonna be famous on the internet. I'm gonna put you on Twitter. Hey guys, what's up? It's a culture detective here investigating your favorite movies. And today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Ari Aster film, Eddington. So yeah, Eddington, I watched it a few days ago, last week, at southern France in a town that you would call Cannes. And yeah, I was extremely excited for Eddington, partially because Ari Aster is one of my most looked up to directors of our generation, and also his last film, Beau's Afraid, is an absolute masterpiece, in my opinion. Now, a lot of people may know Ari Aster for his first two films, his first two horror films, Hereditary back in 2017, which was a huge breakout directorial debut for Ari Aster. Very interesting artistic take on the horror genre, especially the folk horror subgenre. And then to follow that up in 2019, we have Midsommar, which is also a very interesting take on folk horror, except I like that one a little bit less, but I haven't seen the director's cut. Maybe if I've seen the director's cut, I would have liked it way more. Either way, in 2023, he released the film Beau is Afraid. And this film was extremely divisive. I mean, a lot of Ari Aster fans did not like Beau is Afraid. And then there is also a good portion of Ari Aster fans who really loved it. And nobody really thought that it was just okay. It's the kind of movie that you either really hate or you really love. And I really loved it, and I know this may say something about my mental well-being, but Beau is Afraid, the way it's so anxiety-inducing, the way it's so absurd and dark yet funny and weird and embarrassing and pathetic and insulting and fucked up. It's just the perfect movie for me to watch in 2023. So obviously, Ari Aster immediately became one of my favorites after Beau is Afraid. In fact, before flying to France, I watched Beau is Afraid on the plane to refresh my memory, and guess what? I liked the movie even more on a rewatch. So obviously, Eddington became one of my most anticipated, actually my second most anticipated film of the entire festival, only second to Begon's Resurrection, which I'm going to talk about in the future. So now let's talk about lining up to the Eddington premiere. I know this isn't the right video. This is a review of the film, and I'm not here to talk about my experience, but on May 16th, me and 7 or I think 8 other people formed a plan to take turns lining up to see Eddington in its premiere. And we started lining up at 9 a.m. for the Eddington premiere, which was 6:45 p.m. And we lined up outside of the theater, and by the time we arrived, there were already like 30 people in front of us. But that wasn't even the worst thing. The worst thing was that about 2 hours before the screening, at around maybe 4:30 p.m., the line became so chaotic. It became so packed, and everyone was like sardines in a crushed tin box, that people started fighting, people started arguing, there were other people trying to cut in line. It became just pure frickin' chaos. So as you can probably tell, me and my friends, we did not make it to the Eddington premiere. And we were so disappointed that we had to go to an Irish pub nearby and drink our sorrows away.
Pedro Pascal. Emma Stone. Austin Butler.
So that isn't where the insanity ends, because luckily enough, Eddington is replayed about 3 more times throughout the festival in other smaller theaters. I got the ticket to the second screening of Eddington for the next morning. Except on the next day, I was so exhausted that I missed my alarm. And the screening was at 8:30 a.m. in the morning at the same theater, except I was late and I missed it and they wouldn't let me in. Holy shit, fuck. It's 8:20 a.m. in the morning. It's 10 minutes away until Eddington starts. I just woke up like 9 minutes ago. Okay, fuck, it's too late. It's over. I had Eddington and then I'm losing the ticket now. And that was terrible, not because I couldn't see the film, but also because Cannes Film Festival doesn't allow double dipping. They don't allow double watching, which means that if you already have a ticket to this film, you can't get another ticket for the same film. Now, I had a ticket to Eddington, and I was late, and I missed it, but my ticket is still there. It's not canceled or anything. It's too late to cancel it, because the film started already, which means that I cannot get any other tickets for Eddington anymore. That's it. And the only other chance I have is to queue up in the last minute line. And so the next day, I went to Cineum, which is this multiplex 20 minutes away from the main festival zone. And I was there 2 hours early. I was there at 9 a.m. for the 11 a.m. screening of Eddington. And finally, I got in. It took me 3 attempts to watch Eddington. 3 attempts. So yeah, I was very dedicated to watching it. Oh, sorry. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Don't credit me, credit my friend, because I didn't come up with this joke, but the way we lined up for Eddington was basically Edington. Also, another friend basically met Ari Aster and spoke with him for 10 minutes, which I wish that was me. I wish I could run into Ari Aster as well, but who knows? Maybe one day. Now, anyways, let's talk about this film itself. Hindsight is 2020. Edington is a story about a fictional town called Eddington in New Mexico, and it is essentially about a feud between the town sheriff, played by Joaquin Phoenix, and Ted Garcia, the town mayor, played by Pedro Pascal. One is refused to wear a mask and is more right-leaning, while Ted Garcia is more left-leaning. And this is basically a film that captures the state of the American political divide in the year 2020, even though in 2025 the divide is still here and worse than ever before. Now, not only that, this film isn't just about politics during COVID and masks and vaccines, but it's also very much about George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter movement. It's about MAGA and Tucker Carlson. There's a Tucker Carlson cameo in this film, you could say. It's also about gentrification and building these data sites in these towns. It's also about Katy Perry's fireworks. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? So obviously it's very 2020, and just the premise alone, I was immediately hooked. I really wanted to see Ari Aster's take on how chaotic and fucked up America was in 2020, and just take the full plunge at exploring America at its most bizarre and ugliest. Now, after watching the teaser trailer, I came up with a theory that the second half of the film is going to be really, really crazy. I mean, really crazy. Like, to the point where the genre basically completely changes. And I was kind of right. I think the second half of Eddington is indeed really crazy, and I can understand how it could throw some people off. Personally, I loved the second half of Eddington, but it's definitely like, at some point the story becomes so crazy that it kind of detaches itself from reality, and in many ways it reminds me of the neo-noirs of the Coen brothers, especially Blood Simple. There's something very violent and comical about the Coen brothers' work that is also very much present in Eddington. In many ways, this also reminds me of the Kurosawa Kiyoshi film Cloud that came out last year. But the film that immediately popped up into my head was actually Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Except I actually enjoyed Three Billboards more than this film. I thought Three Billboards was just already really crazy from the get-go. Now, one problem I have with this film, and I think it's the biggest problem, is that Eddington for some reason was not as enjoyable as Beau is Afraid for me. And for a few days I've been trying to figure out why exactly that is, and I think I kind of figured it out, and that is Ari Aster in Beau is Afraid looks inward, but in Eddington, Ari Aster looks outward. Beau is Afraid is very much a crazy personal work about his own feelings, internal thoughts, and Eddington is anything but that. It's about Ari Aster's look of the world and America outside of himself. So, in some ways, Beau is Afraid is just pure insanity from beginning to end. There is an emotional through line, but the entire film of Beau is Afraid is just insane from front to back. Eddington goes for something really different. It tries to be grounded in reality first and foremost, and then tries to lift off and take us away from reality, which could be very good, but I think this is not Ari Aster's strong suit. Ari Aster is good with very absurd things, and when Eddington tries to appeal to us by saying, hey, this is the reality of America, and this is how not reality it kind of becomes, it's just not as fun, nor it is as colorful as Ari Aster's other work. There is less of a novelty about Eddington than other Ari Aster films. There are also a lot of centrist accusations, because obviously Eddington makes fun of the right as much as it makes fun of the left, and I don't think Ari Aster is taking a centrist stance on this film at all. I think the sole purpose of Eddington is to really capture the chaos of the American socio-political climate. And I really appreciate him tackling this issue. I feel like not enough filmmakers are talking about COVID and tackling American politics as much. The Boys do. I think The Boys work really well. But still, not enough big filmmakers are tackling this issue. It's still a very sensitive issue for American filmmakers. I just wish he would go even further. I wish the film is crazier, more absurd, more stupid, more insane. Because if you truly want to prove that America equals chaos, then make it 20 times more chaotic than it already is. Now, Antifa somehow acquiring drones and machine guns is hilarious, but go even further, be even crazier. I just wish the film would end at an even crazier note. This movie's so crazy, I forgot to give this a score. So I am giving Edington a decent to strong 7 out of 10. So yeah, these are my thoughts on Eddington. What are yours? What will be yours? It's not out yet, but it will be out soon. Comments below let me know. Subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.